So, as someone that didn't really like the Siege Megatron, I wasn't really hoping to get the Earthrise one. But then the diorama set came out with two figures that I wanted, that being the Shockwave and Soundwave. And then Megatron was just there for the ride, this being the Earthrise retool of him. And if I didn't really like the Siege one, I didn't think I'd like the Earthrise one at all. And I'm about right there. So today we're going to be taking a look at the Earthrise Megatron from the diorama capture set. Starting off in tank mode, it does look good, but it definitely suffers from being a retool of the Siege one. I do like how they've captured the front of the tank up the front, but then going down to the back, they didn't care about it. Like, it's not filled in, and the only piece you have to fill it in is a parts forming piece that you don't even need to complete the alt mode. But it's designed to be there so it can be completed. Now, I will say, I'm not totally against parts forming, I'm fine with it with combiners, but if parts forming is used to cheat something, then it's not worth it, and this is definitely here to cheat something, even if you don't need it. Like, the same thing goes for the tank cannon. Like, it's a parts forming piece. Sure, the Siege one did that as well, but you got a good sword out of it. This one, you just get a hunk of junk that sure has a sword on the edge of it, but you can't use it as a sword. Can't really use it as anything. Though, I must give it props, I do like all the little sculpted detailing, and the fact that this is the one from the diorama set makes it really nice and shiny, and I love shiny things. And one more annoying thing about this tank mode is it's not complete from looking from a down angle. If this parts forming piece went under there to block it up, kind of like how Warpaths did, I'd be fine with it, though Warpaths does annoy me as well. But in this case, it just looks bad. But there are some good qualities I can see out of it. So hey, Megatron's tank mode looks good at least, so I'll attempt to get some pictures, so here they are. Transformation on Megatron is like the Siege, but worse. Like, nothing wants to untab, and then when it doesn't want to tab back in. It's really annoying, and it doesn't feel nice to do. Because this is such an old mold, almost like a decade now, geez, Siege was a long time, everything just feels way too loose. Like, the leg joints feel too loose, the arm joints feel a bit too tight actually, and the backpack, that feels way too loose. It just isn't a nice transformation. Like, as much as I don't like the Siege, that is better than this one. But at the end of it, you do get an alright looking Megatron. But here we are in robot mode, and Megatron, I must admit, he does look good, but not completely. Starting off, we'll go up to his head. His head is just pure Megatron, I'll be honest. It's almost perfect. It just feels a little, like, strange in the eyebrow region. But other than that, the head is just straight up Megatron. I do hate that the ball joint is at the back of the head, because for transformation it needs to be. It's just something that annoys me. Though you can kind of get more up than you normally would, so there is a benefit to that. But yeah, his head looks good enough. His body, it has the Megatron look. Like, the chest has the gun chest that Megatron's known for. His waist feels a bit too long. I don't remember these side vents being that long on Megatron, and that's always annoyed me with this. Like, the Siege one, it had them, but they didn't look like they've been elongated. Alright, doesn't look right to me. The arms, they look pretty good. I do like how silver they are, and they do have Megatron's little gun hammer part on the shoulders. I think that's what that part of the gun's called. I don't actually know. And the legs, they look really good. They have the Megatron leg, like, handle grip. So this thing does a good job at looking like gun Megatron. But then you've got a tank strapped to the back, so there's that. And the fusion cannon, the Siege one looks better. This one looks like they were trying to go G1, but then didn't commit the full way. I don't know, like, it looks right, but it looks wrong, if that makes any sense at all. But, I mean, at least he can actually stand up. I had trouble with the Siege one trying to get him to stand. At least this Megatron can actually stand up on his own. Posability on Megatron is pretty much the exact same that the Siege has had. Starting off, the head is on a ball joint, allowing for swivel and up. Not really down with the position of it. Arms can pull a full 360 around and go out at 90. The arm butterflies back on the transformation joint as well. Elbow swivel. Elbow bends at 90. Wrists hinge in. Waist swivel. Legs are unimpeded going forward and out to the side, but because of the kibble at the back, they can't really move back. Thigh swivel. Knees bend about 90. Foot pivot and toe bends down and heel up. And the fusion cannon can technically swivel around. Accessory-wise, Megatron gets a couple things. Starting off, you get the fusion cannon, but let's be honest, the fusion cannon isn't an accessory, it is Megatron, so I don't really count it, but it does look good. Next, you get that stupid parts forming piece that I was talking about. You can't really use it as anything, it's not even big enough to be a shield. And finally, you get the front of the cannon's turret with a blade at the back. This is a stupid piece. It's not good enough to be a sword, but it can't really be a gun either. It just looks wrong. And you can also take that parts forming piece and plug it onto the bottom for some reason. Honestly, I just attach this to the back. It adds a little bit of back weight, it makes it harder for him to stand, but at least it has somewhere to go then. But Megatron looks fine enough, so I'm gonna attempt to put him some poses, so here they are. This has been my review for the Transformers Earthrise Megatron from the diorama capture set. Now, normally I ask you what you think. You probably have a better opinion of this than I do. I don't like this. Like, I get what it's going for, it's just not it. I mean, tell me if you like it, tell me if you don't. I wish I skipped this, but it came with two figures I really wanted, so I bought the bullet on it. I wanted the Soundwave, and I wanted the Shockwave. That was about it. It just so happens he came along. As well as that stupid chair that I have way too much of now. I'm really hoping Hasbro makes a new Megatron for Studio Series. I know New Age has just made one, but I'm not sure if I'll even be able to get that in Australia because it's a gun. But we'll see. Anyway, tell me what you think. Thanks for watching.